Hey guys, Drew Danger back on the scene. I hope everybody's Christmas was great. I hope everybody enjoyed their family and their whole holiday experience and everything was good. And you got all sorts of cool things. I just hope everybody was doing good. I'm back on the game. So today's topic is suicide. Now, the reason I bring this up, is because it is during the holidays, and they say the holidays is the most suicidal time for a lot of people. Um, when I was a lot younger, my situation at home was not good. So I did have those thoughts and those things going on. So I can relate. But the big reason I wanted to talk about this is because around the holidays, you start thinking about people that are no longer here, right? So I'm thinking about my good friend Stevie Ryan. Now, I don't know if you guys know her, but she was one of the original YouTubers. Um, she did had a couple shows on YouTube. If I remember right, it was called Little Loca was one, and she impersonated like Justin Bieber. She did all sorts of silly stuff because she was a fun person, and it wasn't just one of those friends that I've known for a long time. Like we go back to like fourth grade, uh, through the beginning of college years. She and I do, and she really had a positive impact on my life. And she's a very, very pretty girl. But you would never think that a girl like that would be so kind to everyone and not treat them poorly in any way. And she was that type of person. She was always great to everybody. She treated everyone with respect and with kindness, and she saw everyone as the same. So she was a very unique person, and she really had an impact on my life. And I remember when we were in our first year of college. This was back in late 2002, early 2003. And she had told me um, that the girl that I was dating, I introduced her to her because she said, well, let me meet her. I'll check her out because we were really tight. So she, was very concerned about who I was wrapping myself up with. As people do that are very concerned with how your life is going, right? So she checked her out and she came back and she told me, she said, look, no, that girl is not worth your time. You could do so much better. Her heart isn't in the right place. She's not a good person. She's a very ugly person inside. Um, and I don't think that that's a road you want to take. And I never forgot that. And every time, I saw her, we were always talking. We always enjoyed each other's company. We always enjoyed being around each other and things like that. And I found out, um, you know, uh, later on um, in 17, that she had taken her life. And I mean, this girl, out of everyone that came out of my area of Southern California, where we were in the high desert, she had the most potential to really be something like, I mean, like a star. And she was doing that. She had a show on VH1 as well. And she was also on a couple other shows. So guys, look her up, Stevie Ryan, and you'll see, when you go on YouTube, she has many different videos about her passing and the things that she's done. And you guys can literally see what kind of person she was. Um, and I had seen it on Facebook actually, and I had reached out to some people that we all grew up together, and I just said, "Man, tell me this isn't so," because I found out when I got back home at work, and I work nights, so I got back late as usual, and I walked in and I saw that, and I just didn't want to believe it, and it was a tough time, man. But she unfortunately took her own life, man, and whew, it was tough. It really just shook my world because, a lot of times it's the people you never expect. That's the thing. I'd say majority of times it's the people that you never expect. The people that have the most to live, the people that have a lot going on in their lives, a lot going on to change, and a lot going on to improve their lives and others' lives. Sorry, I said that backwards. I meant just to really, influence people and change the world. Really, I'm sorry if I'm saying things a little lost in here and there. This is a very heavy subject for me. She was that good of a friend of mine, and I thought and still think the world of her. But unfortunately, she took her life, and the world could really use her personality around, especially now. But she's not around anymore. I mean, her spirit will always be, around, and but it's just not quite the same without her being around. And I actually have this is a picture I have of her. This is prom, uh, senior prom, um, and this was taken by someone I knew, and it was given to me, and I've always kept it for all these years, and I look at it, and it just reminds me of the amazing person that she was. So I'm going to show you guys. This was my good friend Stevie Ryan. This is what she looked like, and as you can see, very pretty, a lot going on. When she walked into a room, everybody kind of walked towards her and wanted to be around her because of not just how she looked, but the energy she brought to the room. And she was just that type of person. And as I'm sitting here in the holiday time, I always reflect on Stevie. She actually did call me a lot on Christmas, on different Christmas years. She would just call me, on Christmas morning, Merry Christmas, Drew, and, I would always be excited to hear from her. And, and so when I think of Christmas, I think of her. I think of, the good times and the positive things that she always said to me. And she was always very encouraging. So I guess what I'm trying to say to everyone is if you know someone that's going through a hard time, if you know someone that may have a history of some things, get them some help. That's the best thing I could say. Get them help, man. Check on them, get them help, do all you can. You cannot stop everything. You cannot. I actually had been contacted by two other people that actually ended up taking their lives, and they literally called me, and the next day, they were gone. And I didn't know that was going to happen. I had my suspicions that something was wrong, and I tried to get them to talk about it. And sometimes, that's what I'm telling you guys, sometimes you can't stop it. You can't stop the train, that they're on, and they don't want to reach out, talk about it, get help. And in those situations, I'm just being real with you guys. Sometimes you can't stop it. Sometimes you can. And sometimes you can't. So whatever way it goes, don't let it haunt you, because it will haunt you. I think about Stevie Ryan and the other friends that I've had over the time that have done that, and it messes you up, man, and you don't sit right from that moment on. And it's a sad thing, man. A lot of my friends are dead, I mean, and this is outside of the suicidal issues, just like drugs, acts of violence. I've had friends that are murdered, stuff like that. And it it's not been a good, I guess the best way to put it, guys, is life isn't always sparkly and it's not always pretty. Sometimes people make decisions, sometimes they're at the wrong place, wrong time. That sort of thing happens. They mess with things they shouldn't have. And if you're in that boat, but you're alive, man, be thankful. I don't mean to offend anybody. I mean, we live in this weird culture, but I'm gonna say it. Thank God that you're alive, man. Thank God that you're alive. I'm just gonna say it. Thank God you're alive, because there's a lot of people that didn't even get one chance to think about or change or anything like that. I remember, I was just talking about this I think it was last week. There's a place out in Victorville. There's like a bar. It's now a different type of place. But there was a bar out in the high desert. And one night, a bunch of my friends were meeting there. I don't like bars and I don't like to drink. I'm not a drinker. I don't like bars and stuff. But it seemed like everybody from back in the day or whatever was all getting together that night. And they all decided to meet at that bar. So they called me and asked me to come down, and I was kind of like, okay, yeah. But for some reason, everything was stopping me. This happened, that happened. I'm moving slow as I'm getting dressed, and trying to get out the door to get down there. And sometimes, when you're having that time, you're like, why am I moving so slow? Sometimes I say it's God, karma, whatever you want to call it, whatever you guys believe in, I believe in God, and I'm telling you, man, he was slowing me down for a reason, because when I got there, one person was shot and one person was killed. Okay. Um, at that place that night. And the guy had died on my friend's car. Like, he had gotten shot, ran outside, and then fell over on my friend's car. And when I got there, the police had gotten there and kind of, got the situation under control by the time I got there. And blessings, man, because you never know what's going through somebody's head. That's the other thing I want to point out. With suicide, with these crimes that happen, you never know what's going through anybody's head, what they've been through, what's haunting them, and they just snap and they do something drastic. You never know. So during these holiday times, let's try to check on people, man. Pick up the phone, the text message. We all got these now, right? We all got these things, these phones, these Facebooks, these Instagrams, these Etsy's, all these different things. eBay. We got all this different stuff, right? So we have means of resources that we can use to contact, to reach out, to say something to someone, to make them feel like someone cares about them. So if you know someone, it's easy to reach out. Just hey, how you doing? Text, start a conversation, see how people are doing, because you never know where people are really. And even if you take it a step further, and you're just like, hey, man, we got an extra table spot, on the holiday. Why don't you come over? You inviting them over and them coming might have been the very thing that stopped it. That's really what I'm saying. In so many ways, it's like, you try those things, because you never know. And then years down the road, they might tell you, like, that one Christmas you invited me over, or you called me, or you FaceTimed me, or whatever, or Skyped. Man, after I got out that, all that stuff went away, and you helped me. You never know what impact you're gonna leave on someone. You never know. Like I said, you can't stop everything, but you should at least try. If you know someone may be going through a difficult time, just try to say hey to them. How long does that take to send a text? Let's test that theory. I turn on my phone, I put in my little code, I send a text, boom, 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 sent. What was that? 30 seconds? Maybe less? I don't know. But really, how much time is that to reach out to someone and let them know that they mean something, that they have value, just to send them a text. Say, hey, I'm thinking about you, you know, just try it out. Just try it out, because in this time and in this place and this situation that we're in, a lot of people are out just for themselves. There's not a lot of love in the world. There's not a lot of connection in the world with people. As long as they're doing good, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people have to say or what they're going through. As long as they're doing good, they can give a care less. There's just people out there that are like that. I've never been that person. I've always tried to help and do what I could for people. I'm not Kryptonian, so I can't be everywhere at once. I'm not Paul Atreides from Dune. I can go places where others can't and move, um, in a million places at one time without moving. I'm not Luke Skywalker, so I don't have the Force, so I can't be everywhere. But it all starts with a thought and you trying to do something, so that, like I said, that phone call, the small steps are a big step into helping someone out. So as we go into 2021, I mean, we're newly here. We're on day 4, right? Let's try to go into it in our work week, in our everyday week, on our weekend time, whatever. Just reach out to somebody, a sibling, a friend, somebody you haven't talked to in years. You never know how much that phone call may cheer up somebody's day. They might be way in a low spot. They might be contemplating suicide. They might be just having a hard time and not making sense of everything. And that very conversation may flip things around for them to, have a different outlook. And it may reopen a better friendship than what you had. And that very friend, may be someone in your life that helps enrich it and change it. You never know. Life's funny like that. You never know what impact you're going to leave with someone. Years ago, as I talked about on Big Herc show, on Fresh Out, and an OG Silverback show, you guys know I worked in the court system for 10 years, 5 years in court security, 5 years private investigations. There was one time I was working at the courts, and there was a guy getting ready to go into court, and looks like he was going to be doing some jail time. And he was sitting on the bench, and he had Nazi tattoos, white pride tattoos kind of thing going. And he had a shirt that kind of symbolized that to somewhat, if I remember correctly. And he was sitting on the bench, and I was downstairs, and I was checking on some things. And I remember I saw this guy, and I knew they were going to take him into custody soon once his hearing was done. And I talked to him briefly, and I said, look, I said, I know that, you're probably not a fan of people like me, but if I could, I'd like to give you some advice. I said, you want to flip your shirt inside and out, because that particular judge is not a fan of the things that you're wearing. So if you want to get a better setup for your sentence, then you might want to flip your shirt inside and out. So he went to the bathroom, he flipped his shirt inside and out. And I said, okay. And I said, well, are you hungry? And he said, yeah. Are you thirsty? Okay, cool. I'll be right back. And I got him, I had some money, so we had a little snack area in the back of the office. And so I got him as many snacks as I could, and a couple sodas and things like that. And I gave it to him, and I sat with him, and I talked to him, a little bit and things like that. And he ate the snacks and he drank the soda, and By the time he was done with all that, it was about time for him to go into the courtroom. And the judge didn't see that shirt, and so his sentence, he still had to do time, but it went a lot better than what he thought. And then fast forwarding, I forgot how much time went by. But some time later, I saw this guy that came in, and he had lost a lot of weight in jail, but it was that guy. And I didn't recognize him. He had a smile on his face, and he was happy. And he said, "Hey, man." And I looked at him. I said, "Whoa." Excuse me. "Is that you?" And I said, "Dude, you lost a lot of weight. How you doing?" He said, "I'm out now. I just want to thank you. The outlook that I have now on life is completely different, and you didn't have to do any of that stuff for me. I was representing something that didn't represent, you at all. It was a very negative thing. And I didn't really think about it, and none of those people were even there for me in court. And the one person that actually sat with me and talked with me and did something for me was a person that I deemed as subhuman, as a mistake of nature, and they did for me, and they showed me more humanity than anyone else. And he said, "Look, I really appreciate everything you did for me." And he's "The only thing I can offer you is a lemon." I said, "A lemon, dude? I can't take your lemon. It's not that I didn't want the lemon. I just felt like he just got out of jail, and he didn't have anything, so I didn't want to take what he had, And I said, "I can't take what you have. You don't have anything." He said, No. Take this lemon. This is all I have to offer. And I want you to have this, man. God bless you and respect. I'm a different person." And in that moment, I took someone who was considered, what do you call him, a white supremacist, neo-Nazi, skinhead, whatever title you want to give him. And now he was no longer representing that, and he was coming in the world a new person. So that's what I want to say is, see, you never know what impact you might have on people. How many of you, how many of any of your family members or friends would have sat down with the guy that represented that? Not many of you guys, none at all. You guys would have probably said something really messed up to him as you walked by, right? For some reason that day, I didn't see it that way. I saw someone that needed help, so I tried to reach out and help him, and look at what happened. Like I said, it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes you'd be surprised what you could do for someone's life. So let's go on 2021 on a better note, on a new foot, new change, everything, new scenery, and try to do something for someone just out of the blue. Try to do that. All right. You guys have a good week. God bless, and be awesome out there, and enjoy your family. And just enjoy 2021 the best we can. I know stuff is crazy, but let's try to go into it with some positive thinking the best we can, because that's just going to, at the end of the day, get us through it. All right? Be awesome, guys. Drew Danger out.